Welcome to the Indianapolis franchise. Today is a big day here in this series in season number 3. Our first ever draft pick makes his MLB debut. Meet 19-year-old Ray Gonzalez, drafted number 10 overall 2 seasons ago. He had 1 full year in the minors, and now he gets his first MLB action after hitting .308 to start the season at AAA. He's really being brought out to really give us a spark at the MLB level. We are sitting here at 14-21. I kind of deem this year as a year to compete in the wild card chase, and so far we are kind of disappointing. We are 29th in batting average, 232 on average, 23rd in runs scored, and that really does set the tone for the rest of the team because we are 16th in ERA. Really, our pitching really has to carry us so far through the first 35 games or so. Well, our rivals have a top 5 prospect in baseball. Last episode, he was number 1. Ivan Lerma has dropped down to number 3. Ray Gonzalez is number 9 as he enters the MLB, and we'll see if he can live up to the hype. We definitely need a boost here at the MLB level. If there's one bright spot to this season is that we've started out this season with a very good divisional record, and we'll see if we can keep that up today as we face the Cleveland Guardians. So let's hop into the action here. In the top of the first, Raimel Tapia leads us off today, giving Ian Happ a day off as he strikes out, but that brings us the number 2 guy in the lineup. That's going to be Ray Gonzalez hitting number 2 in the lineup today as he will face Tristan McKenzie, another young pitcher in the AL Central, as he watches that one outside, fouls the second pitch off, bringing it to a 2-2 pitch here, 1 out, and he gets an inside pitch, and that one will be a called strike 3 on the inside half of the plate. That one could have went either way. That brings up Pablo Reyes, who was the AL Rookie of the Year last year. He checks his swing, and they say he doesn't go around. That brings up Alex Verdugo, who swings that one out of the zone, and that one will be a short fly ball to left field, and Cleveland will get out of the first inning. Top 2 now, that brings up Lane Thomas, who has really been struggling so far this year. Last year he hit .280. This year he's hitting .200 on a contract year. That's not going to be good for his future pocketbook. That brings up Jack Sawinski, hitting .278 on the year. I got to give it to this kid. He's hitting the ball well. He goes deep to left field. This one over the top of the left fielder's head. It bounces off of the wall, and it's going to be a 1-out double for Jack Sawinski. You got to feel good about this now because Sawinski, I think, had a absolutely horrid start to his Indianapolis career, hitting below .200 in his first season after trading for him. But he's turning around here. Here he's on second base with 75 speed. He tries to test that arm, but man, that was a great throw to third base. As that brings up Francisco Mejia down to 181 on the year. He's entering a contract year also, and he walks. That brings up Leover Peguero, who hits one well to left side. That one gets through the infield. And now we have bases loaded off of that perfect swing. And that's going to roll over the top of the lineup. Raimel Tapia, 0 for 1 today. He hits one to left field, short fly ball. Easy play for Miles Straw playing in left field. So now on to the bottom of the third inning. Here's Jordan Montgomery, our ace on the mound. He's facing Josh Naylor, who hit excellently last year. I was actually thinking about trading for him. He was on the trade block. He gets a strikeout there. Amado Rosario to the plate. Ground ball to third. Long throw. Peguero on the run. He makes an excellent throw to Pablo Reyes at first. We actually decided to quick manage that next half inning, and that ended up being a mistake. As that brings up Miles Straw here with runners on first and second. Already 1-0, and he goes to right field. That's a base hit. A runner will come across the plate, and another runner tries to come in, but not even close. Jimenez is thrown out at the plate, and it's 2-0 here for the Guardians at home. They have 8 hits already through the first 3 innings. Ray Gonzalez 0 for 2 in his first 2 at-bats as that brings him up in the top of the 5th inning. Tristan McKenzie still on the mound here for the Guardians. That's an outside fastball. as we eventually bring it to a 3-2 pitch here. 2 outs. The runner should be on the move here, and the pitch is just outside. Ray Gonzalez does draw a lot of walks. That one was pretty close there. Paulo Reyes comes to the plate. The 102nd pitch of the game is going to be a deep fly ball to deep center field, but right at the center fielder. And now we are through 5 innings, 0 runs scored. So Jack Sawinski comes up in the 6th inning. This one up in the zone. He hits this one well deep to center field. This one's back at the wall, and it does make it over. It's a home run. That was the 124th pitch of the game for Triston McKenzie. And he goes deep right there to pretty much dead center field, 409. And Sawinski will actually pull Triston McKenzie after that home run out of the game. Top 7 now. Here is Ray Gonzalez here for his fourth at bat, and he gets his 2nd walk of the game. So Ray Gonzalez, if he can add a spark, getting some hits, maybe just getting a board will help us out as they go to the bullpen and bring in Nick Sandlin to get them out of this jam. Facing Paulo Reyes, and he's a bit too early on that inside slider, and that is strike 3. Top 8 now. Here's Alex Verdugo at the plate. He's hitting the ball well so far this year, but it gets a pretty good pitch to hit an inside sinker, and it just hangs up in the air. Just got under that pitch. Francisco Mejia to the plate now. He hits one well up the middle. That one gets through the infield. Here to start the 9th inning with 1 out, and we have a runner aboard. So Francisco Mejia with probably pretty bad speed. We end up going to Pat Washington on the bench to pinch run for him. 2-2 pitch now. That brings up Liover Peguero, and we do send the runner, but Peguero swings that one way out of the zone. So now 2 outs. We go to our bench, and Ian Happ had the day off, but we'll see if he can come through here with a man on second base. Hard ground ball to third, but Jose Ramirez is right there for the play, and the Guardians win this one 2-1. As the Arrows have a good division record, but that time the Guardians got the best of them, and they win that one 2-1. So we dropped to 14-22 on the season. We end up winning the next game 6-2. We end up simming the game on Wednesday here. This is a 4-game set, and we end up winning that one 12-4. So a big-time victory here. Ramel Tapia went 2 for 6. How about Alex Verdugo? 2 for 4 there. He had 3 RBIs as well. We get the big-time win. So now we're up 2-1 in this series, and we hop into this final game of this 4-game set. And I'm just curious to see how, Ray Gonzalez is going to do in this first series. We obviously started him on the road, but he is 0 for 4 in this game. He's definitely not doing well. But we will hop into this game here in extras. We'll start here in the top of the 11th inning. Man on second base here, no outs. That's going to bring up Ian Happ to the plate here as Gonzalez is on deck with Happ at the plate. Ian Happ led our team in average last season, was our only hitter to hit above 300 as well. 3-1 pitch, low in the zone, and he hits one to second base. He probably could have let that one go for possibly a better pitch, but he does advance the runner over to third. Ray Gonzalez in really his first clutch moment of his MLB career here with a man on third base. He takes that one low, and it brings it to a 3-1 count. This one low in the zone, and he hits it to right field. That one will drop, and Ray Gonzalez has his first hit here as a Indianapolis Arrow to right field. That's a way to get your career going. An RBI to bring us to the bottom of the 11th. That brings up Brooks Lee to the plate here with a man on second base. And we are 1 out away from a 2-1 victory and a 3-4 series win versus the Guardians. That brings up Rosario. Pitch in the dirt. This one's low. Mejia blocks it, throws to third. And it's a close play at third, but they are going to be called safe. So Rosario continues his at bat here with a man on third base. This one hit well to right field. It gets down. Back to a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 11th inning. And it looks like we're going to 12 unless the Guardians walk it off here in the bottom of the 11th. That brings up Oscar Gonzalez 0 for 3 in this game. And that's an inside fastball, 98 mile an hour. And we are on to the 12th inning. So man on second base here with Tyrone Johnson, the young power hitting first baseman to the plate. He hits one hard to the right side. Good play by the second baseman there. He gets the out at first base. One out here as that brings up Lane Thomas, 0 for 3. His struggles continue here in this season. That's going to be hit well to center field, though. It will be deep enough to score Jack Sawinski from third. And we do have the 1-run lead now. Bottom 12, Jose Ramirez at the plate facing Ronaldo Lopez again. This one's deep to left field, but Verdugo with a nice throw on to third base will hold the runner up at second. That brings up Will Myers to the plate inside fastball. That's going to be ball 4, but at least it sets up the double play ball. But we end up switching to Archie Bradley, our true closer. 7 of 8 in save opportunities this year. We'll see if we can get one here. 3-2 pitch to Jake Fraley. This one's hit down the first base line. Fielded by Reyes. Thrown on the first by Ray Gonzalez. It's a double play. We will take 3 of 4 on the road here versus the Guardians, the team that won the division last season. And we start out really division play really well this year. So a big win there. We end up winning 3 of 4 from Cleveland. We end up dropping 2 of 3 to Seattle. But then we end up playing Minnesota next and winning 2 of 3 versus Minnesota. We then get swept by the Guardians, so we're now back down to 22-28 after winning 3 straight from Minnesota on the road nonetheless. So we win 6-2, 3-2, then 5-2. Then we go on the road to Chicago. We win the first game 2-1, the second game 8-6, and then the third game 14-2. I don't know what's gotten into this team. We started this episode thinking that we might be headed for a full-on rebuild where we had to trade our great players at the deadline. Doesn't look like it now. I mean, Reyes is hitting 276. Looks like Ray Gonzalez isn't hitting too well right now, but something has clicked since moving Ray Gonzalez up. I don't know exactly what it is, but we are 16-6 in the division, 26-28 overall, and we are playing really good baseball. It's very surprising, and we are only a game and a half back of that final wild card spot. So now we get to this Chicago game as we are on the road, and Chicago is really going to probably be one of our biggest rivals in this series. They are kind of in a rebuild just like us, and they've had a couple of great draft picks, including Orlando Quintana, who we had a chance to draft. We chose Ray Gonzalez, the 18-year-old, over the 22-year-old from Miami, but we decide to draft a guy that has a pretty high upside compared to Orlando Quintana, even though Quintana's hitting over 300. But they have a very good plethora of veterans and young players. Kerry Carpenter's a nice young guy for them, along with Yu Chang. So we'll see what we do here on the road. We are on a 6-game win streak coming into this game. The White Sox are 21-30. We are 26-28. We'll see if we can cap off this episode with a nice win, bringing us to a possible 7-game win streak. We will face Lucas Giolito on the mound. He is 5-3, 1.27 whip, and we'll see what the offense can do today. Ian Happ back in the lineup today as he does lead off this game, but he will walk. Ian Happ usually either starts out this game with a hit or, doesn't really walk too much. But now we have a man on first base. How about Jack Sawinski? Hitting up in the lineup now, hitting 295. He goes the opposite field. That one gets to the wall. One hops the wall, and we will have runners on second and third to start out this game on the road. You got to love what Sawinski has turned into, man. I am so excited for what he's going to be because this is the Sawinski that I thought I traded for as Paulo Reyes strikes out swinging at that high heater. Alex Verdugo at the plate now. This is why we signed him, to have guys in scoring position and have him get opportunities to drive runners in. That's going to be a deep fly ball to center field. It will advance both runners over. It's 1-2-0. Hitting in that 5th spot today is Oijo Taikan, the young center fielder. He hits one to left field, and that will do it here for the first inning. We do only get one after having runners on second and third with no outs, but still, we get one across. Devin Smeltzer on the mound here facing Estevan Perez. This one's hit deep to left field. It reaches the wall. That one actually hit off of the top of the wall. If Ojo Taikan would have got there a little faster, he could have probably robbed that one. Gary Carpenter to the plate now with 2 outs. This one's hit to opposite field. Not quite as far as the first one, and that one will be the 3rd out of the inning. That was actually Alex Verdugo in left field, as that brings up Liover Peguero in the top of the 3rd inning. 1-1 game. He will walk. So now he's aboard. Jack Sawinski 1 for 1 today. 1 out, 2-2 pitch. This one's inside, a little bit out of the zone, but he's a little bit late on that swing. That will be a infield fly ball. As that brings up Paulo Reyes now. 3-2 pitch now. Runners on the move. Inside fastball, and he will walk as well. So Lucas Giolito, his pitch count is getting up there as he faces Alex Verdugo at the plate, hitting .276 on the year, hitting in that 4 spot. He gets a good pitch. That one is driven deep and gone. Alex Verdugo with a 3-run shot, and the Indianapolis Arrows are on the board again, up by 3. And Verdugo goes 401 to right field. That one was a no-doubter for sure. So top 4 now, a 4-1 ball game. Ray Gonzalez back at the plate. He turns on one, but it's just a soft ground ball to third base. I think that Ray Gonzalez, his weakness in his game is really his power. And once he gets that up, I think he'll be a pretty good hitter. Like, he has no issues with making contact. Francisco Mejia up in the top of the 4th inning. He will walk as that brings in the manager. And it looks like in the 4th inning, Giolito will get pulled. I'm actually surprised at this move. Like, this is a Chicago White Sox team who really isn't competing this year, but I'm surprised they're like trying to make a move that early in the game. It's 4-1. He did give up 4 runs, but still, he wasn't pitching too bad. As that brings up Liover Peguero to the plate. He goes to opposite field. That one gets down all the way to the wall. It will score 1. It might score 2, and it does. Peguero gets caught in a rundown. He gets thrown out at second base, but not before it's 6-1. Ian Happ to the plate now here in the top of the 4th inning, and that one will be high and in tight, and Ian Happ gets clunked. He does not like that. As that brings up Jack Sawinski to the plate. 3-1 pitch to him over the middle, and that one driven deep to right field, a no-doubter to right, and that's Jack Sawinski's 2nd home run we've seen in this episode, and he's having a tremendous year. Maybe that year in the minors last year was exactly what he needed, and it's paid off. It's 8-1 for the Arrows. Devin Smeltzer was traded for in the offseason, and it seems like he is really finding his groove here versus the White Sox. They cannot touch him. He's locating the corners, getting everybody looking and swinging. And it's 8-1. We're in full control here in the 5th inning. Alex Verdugo 1 for 1 with that 3-run home run earlier. He goes the opposite field on this one. It's going to get down in the gap. He actually insided out that pitch, and that's hit to left field. It's going to be a stand-up double. And Alex Verdugo signed over from the Red Sox for the next 3 years. He's going to be quite the hitter for us in the middle of our lineup. Ojo Taikan, who has kind of struggled since coming back from injury. He hits one weekly to second base, but it's enough to move the runner over. Ray Gonzalez 0 for 2 in this game, outside slider, and he just has a knack for drawing walks. And he's on with runners now on the corners, as that brings up Raimel Tapia, who is 2 for 2 in this game. Tapia entering a contract year. This one's hit to the right side. It barely gets through the infield, away from the double play shift right there. And it's now 9-1 here for the Arrows. A great outing for the offense as the White Sox just keep going to their bullpen. They bring in Jimmy Lambert now, as that brings up Francisco Mejia, who has yet to join the hit parade today. He is 0 for 1, but he gets one over the middle of the plate. This one's driven deep to right field, but it looks like he just missed that pitch. We will tag up the runner from second. Ray Gonzalez only has 53 speed. I wish he had a little bit more speed. Then I would be able to hit him at the top of the lineup consistently, but I had to fluctuate him down in the lineup because of that speed. But here is Peguero. He hit a ground ball to short, And now we move on to the top of the 8th inning. Jimmy Lambert now at pitch 66 in the game, facing Ian Happ. This one's driven deep to right field. Happ will take this one for a ride. Home run here. That makes it a double-digit game here for the Arrows, 10-1. We have brought our bats today, and it has shown in the box score. Sawinski up next. He's giving him a high five. Those two are hitting extremely well in the 1-2 spot in this lineup. As we do eventually get the win, the Arrows improve to 1 game under 500. So remember, we started out this episode about 7 games under 500 at 14-21, and now we are 27-28. We have had quite the run here in the month of April, and it has been pretty exciting. I'm at the month of May, but look at us now. I mean, we are right there competing in the division. I mean, the Guardians are 30-24, but I wouldn't say they're running away with this division. We are 17-6. They are 7-10 in the division. Ray Gonzalez, since being moved up, is only hitting .203, but something about him has given this offensive spark. It was maybe a coincidence, but I think it may have something to do with the young kid being at the show, but it also could have to do with Jack Sawinski. I mean, this kid is hitting great right now. 8 home runs, 24 RBIs. He's hitting the ball extremely well, especially since we're facing a lot of right-handed pitching. He's getting a lot of at-bats. He's over 1,000 OPS as well. So next episode, I want to get all the way to the draft and start to look at the prospects. I haven't shown you guys pretty much anybody yet in the next year's drafts, but I'm excited for this draft class. It should be a decent one. I'm not sure how great it's going to be, though. I don't think it's going to be as good as season 1. I think season 1 was our best draft class yet, but we'll have to see how that ends up being. But we'll see. 27-28 with a 7-game win streak. Can we keep it going? We'll see. Hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I hope the rain don't come in November, 'cause the summer went way too fast. I'm trying real hard to remember all of the good times.